All right, hello everybody. We are Penapals, and we are back for our second session of our Alien RPG campaign, the Frontier War. I'll go ahead and just jump right into introductions. I am Jesse, also known as McMuffin Fucker in chat, and I am the GM. Let's go with Chris, because you're the only one in Roll20 right now.
Oh, get rested. I'm the
I'm in roll
coolest.
20.
I don't see your name in there.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, I don't see your name in there either.
Are you in the right one?
I mean, I see you in this one.
You
Oh,
were in the Destroyer
this
of
is
Worlds
Destroyer of
one.
Worlds, yeah.
I'm in
Why
there.
are you...
I'm in there
Yeah, well,
to reference some of the files on Roll20 that they have uploaded on there.
okay.
Some of
That's
the
why it
cheat
was first in
sheets.
my list then.
Yeah, yeah. There we
There
go.
we go.
All right, so let's go ahead with Chris.
Mm.
I'm Chris and I'm the coolest. I also play Randy, the fragile sniper man.
I was gonna say a little bit more than that.
Mhm.
Also, Chief Examiner in chat. Also, Chris, did you want to change your stats or did you want to keep what you have?
I want to keep my 2 health. We're playing this on hard
Oh,
mode.
okay.
All right, all right.
That certainly is hard mode until you die.
Every character he has will have 2 health. All right, Tad, how about you?
I'm freaking Satan in chat. I'm playing Trevor Mars, and I stream Fridays.
Oh, okay.
It sounded like you were going to say more.
Yeah, it did.
I was on the verge of burping, so
Oh,
Okay. It
should
was
just
just.
burp.
It
It's
sounded
not
like
like
you
it's
just
new to
stopped
this channel.
mid sentence, and it was just like that's very disjarring.
uh, I mean, I would have burped if I could have, but it was going to be a vomit, so I stopped.
Oh, that's
Well, I
fair.
appreciate you not vomiting on stream. All right, and Keegan, that's on with you.
I am Dubon23 in chat. I'm back to streaming Wednesdays most of the time. Uh, t- Streaming whatever. And I am playing Bill Saber, the corporal of this squad.
Alrighty. Like I said, we are playing the Alien RPG by Free League Publishing, and we're playing the campaign The Frontier War, which is presented in the Colonial Marines Operations Manual, which is still on pre-order right now. A little bit of a disclaimer moving forward. I am modifying it. It is just a campaign framework, but I'm going to be changing a few things. So while it's still The Frontier War, it's a custom campaign based on that. So just anybody who has the Operations Manual moving forward being like, the hell is he doing? Just know it's been customed. Customed, that's a word. But anyway, so how about somebody go ahead and give me a recap of our last session? Our first session, I should say.
Yeah, Keegan, recap the first session.
All right. So before that, I couldn't find a way to sneak it in. Do you think it would just be a hand job? Do you think you'd have to do anything else? Or do you think that would be all right?
I mean, let's face it, they're probably not getting anything else, so I'm sure just that would be fine.
All right.
If it's like a middle manager, I'm sure they'd settle for a handy.
I mean, that's more than they're getting at home. Anyway,
All right. So we started on the ship. What is it? The Tim Tam Tam by Tam. That's it.
the Tim Tam.
No joke. Every time you said Tim by Tam, the only thing I could think of is like the Australian candies.
It's Tam by Tam.
Oh, is it? Oh, well, whatever.
It's the Conestoga frigate USS Tam by Tam.
Listen, you're lucky I got Tam by Tam, sort of.
Mm-mm.
The hell is a Conestoga?
Conestoga is the type of ship.
All right. We woke up from hypersleep. We like got dressed and everything, and then we saw Fort Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saw that blow up, and then we went back to sleep
No, you didn't.
for 3 days. Did we get briefed before then? Yeah. We got briefed, and then we went back to sleep.
You didn't go back to sleep. Remember, you
Did
guys
we
were
not?
bitching about us having to spend 3 days with nothing to do, and so you kept trying to find stuff to do.
I could have swore at some point you said that we went back to cryo sleep, whatever. Uh, but so for 3 days, I guess we just stood around with our dicks in our hands, and then we got to a planet.
So you went to Mount, I think it was Tithonus or whatever, and you spent 3 days not in FTL, and then once you went there, that's when you went back to hypersleep to go to O'Bannon's world.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that block of stuff gone. That didn't exist for me.
I'm surprised you remembered you were a Marine this time.
Yeah. Uh, when we got there, we were. Oh no! During the briefing, we were told that there's like a heavy magnetic field thing that is disrupting our communication stuff somehow. So once we got like planet side, we wouldn't be able to communicate with the Tam by Tam. We we were looking for the Glory, which was a hospital ship that had crashed down there. What was it? It was like 6 weeks ago,
Yep.
according to them.
Yep.
Yeah. Uh, we got to the planet, and we flew down there in a dropship. Started looking for it with the help of some company agent guy.
Mr. Gannon.
Yeah, that guy. He was eventually able to, like, somewhat locate the signal, but he would need a little bit more time closer to the ground to, like, triangulate it. And while we were doing that, we were engaged by a fighter plane, jet thing. Got shot down. Safely landed, and everyone got off, and we have all of the equipment from the ship, obviously.
Yep, that's what happened.
Except the exact opposite of that. We crashed. Our sniper lost use of his arm, and then we got off the ship, and then it exploded with all our equipment on it. After that, we decided we were going to continue, because I believe at that point, Ganondorf was like, "Yeah, I can I can triangulate it from the ground here, so we can just start heading in northeast." I think. So we started heading that way. Did something happen before the gorillas? I feel like there was something before that.
I don't believe so. That happened very
Okay.
shortly after the dropship crashed.
All right. So as we were heading to the northeast, we were attacked by gorillas that shot a rocket at us. Tad killed one. Chris like jumped into a bush to hide, and I finished the job. And we kept moving. And then we encountered some glowy crawdads that none of us could figure out if we could eat or not. Eventually got to the ship, which turned out to not be the Glory. It turned out to be the Glory of the Proletariat. And it was a UPP and... Wait, no. Is that right?
It's a
Is it
UPP.
UPP?
Yes, it's UPP.
Okay. All right. It's a UPP. I don't. Is it a? I can't remember the class of ship, but it's clearly a warship. It's not.
I
I
didn't give you the class. It's just it's a UPP assault ship.
Okay. So clearly, all of our info, aside from the fact that a ship crash landed here, is off. We got inside. Noticed that there are 3 people still living in the cryo tubes. Didn't do anything about that because we're not about that life. Got attacked by some bugs, killed them. I can't remember if we rolled to see if we could eat them, but we probably couldn't. After some DM hand waving, we made our way towards the sensor bay and the mainframe, where we got the black box out, and we saw like some sort of alpha predator on this planet. I don't know, but it was dead, so we didn't care. Went back, powered on the ship, essentially. Turned on the workshop, the med bay, and
Workshop, med bay, and
The sensor area you're at.
oh
yeah,
yeah,
the thing we had to turn on technically.
Oh yeah, and I guess that there's some heads in there, but otherwise, oh, and at the end of it, I remember this. Like last thing of the session, there was gunfire outside.
Yes. Also, Chris got use of his arm back after visiting the med lab.
Yeah, but I don't know that yet, so that'd be meta knowledge, so I didn't include it.
You're doing the fucking recap. Jesus Christ. Self-centered. All right, so yeah, anyway. So yeah,
See when I remember things, he doesn't be like, "Oh, good job, you remembered it." It's only when I fuck up that he's like, "Oh, you're an idiot."
Keegan, that's because every time you do something good, you immediately follow it up with something annoying.
Yeah, it's because it's funny.
But anyway, so yeah, you guys are the 33rd Marine Assault Unit's Kilo Company's 2nd Platoon. There's
I
a
was going to
mouthful.
remember that, sure.
Yeah. You're also, it's 3rd Battalion, 5th Marine Regiment.
Sure. We're also in what are they? The 2 squad thing. I can't remember what it's called now.
Section.
Yeah, we're also in sections, which is a British Army thing, despite being an American series. So I'm not.
What was that, Chris? I didn't hear what you said.
I said swallow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry about that. I didn't realize it was that obvious.
It was pretty obvious.
I mean, they're pretzel bites. They're really good. Anyway, yeah, but regardless, none of it matters. This is just taking away from the game, so.
It is, yes. So yeah, you guys are currently still on board the USS, or not the USS, you are on board the Glory of the Proletariat, the UPP ship. You guys have spent the last 4 or 5 hours working on both the sensor relay and Chris spending time, or I should say Randy spending time in the auto dock trying to get his arm patched up. Randy and I believe Mr. Gannon was the one that went with you. You two are able to return to that sensor area where the others are at, the sensor maintenance bay, pretty much right around the same time that they finish it up. And right as you guys finish it up, you can hear gunfire coming from the south. If you guys remember, Echo Squad was posted outside of the ship.
Speaking of remembering things, do short-range communications still work?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll ask them for a sit rep.
All right. So you get on the horn with them. You get answered by Corporal Carvalho, who is the leader of Echo Squad. And he's kind of yelling through the mic. You can hear the gunfire in the distance. And he says, we've engaged hostiles outside of the ship. We've backed up into the cargo deck area. Best we can tell, it's UPP. Large force.
All right. Well, shit, I guess we need to get over there. I'm gonna start heading over there.
I guess we need to go over there. Silence. All right, so are you guys heading over towards the cargo deck?
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the cargo deck to the southwest is where you guys entered from because it had like that massive hole kind of ripped into the bottom. So you guys, hurry down the halls. You don't see any more of the bugs, thankfully. But as you guys get into the cargo deck, you can see 3 of the 4 members of Echo Squad kind of like huddled behind various pieces of cargo back here. Everyone give me observation rolls. Also, everyone's stress would be reset to 0 after all that time not doing anything stressful.
Nice.
Do any of us have any story points?
No. 'Cause
Okay.
these aren't acts, so I'm not going to give story points until the end of a mission.
Okay. Observation.
All right, so 2 from Randy, 1 from Trevor, and none from Bill Saber.
Yep.
All right, so Randy and Trevor, you guys, like I said, you see the 3 members of Echo Squad, but you can make out over here Lance Corporal Yazzie, who appears to have sustained heavy fire, laying dead outside of the rip in the cargo deck. You can see helmet's been blown off and the top of her head is gone.
Nice.
But you guys can also see, you're on top of like kind of a muddy hill, but from your vantage point, because the ship tilts downwards ever so much, you can see a very large group kind of down back in this area, kind of at the bottom of the hill. It looks to be approximately, if you had to guess, around 20 individuals, and you can make out UPP markings and body armor. It seems like they've got some kind of heavy machine gun set up at the bottom here, and they're shooting inside the cargo deck.
So, I'm feeling like this time, if I were to use a rocket, people wouldn't get mad at me.
It would probably be slightly more appropriate.
Yeah.
But first, I'm going to need initiative from everybody.
Oh, but I'm so bad at that.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I need initiative. I never remember to have my pen ready.
You got 6, which is half of what I normally get.
I mean, 6 is pretty good. Tad got an 8. Chris also got a 6. You guys can just decide who goes first.
You.
Okay.
All right. And then somebody roll 2d6 for me. Two. Well, good job, Keegan. That's their initiative.
Well,
You roll real good for other people's stuff.
Mm.
All right. So, you guys have just made it into the cargo deck. Like I said, they got a machine gun down here. You can make out probably at least one person with a rocket launcher. But right now they're just firing the machine gun in here. They're not necessarily aiming at anybody in particular, but I'm going to have all 3 of you roll me 2d6. All right, so Keegan got 7, Chris got 7, Tad got 5. Keegan and Chris, roll again. Keegan got 7.
I'm gonna stick with that 7.
Chris got 4.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
Keegan, so the machine gun fire ends up clipping at you, so now I need to make the die roll.
God, where's a deck save when you need one?
All right, now go ahead and roll me armor.
Any bonuses from cover? I don't know if that's how that works.
You can take cover as a fast action, but you need to do it on your turn.
Oh, okay. 1.
1. All right, so you're going to take 1 point of damage.
All right.
The rest of them start fanning out. So there's a group of them over here, a group of them over here. You've got the one group at the machine gun and another group not too far away from them that's advancing on the hill right now. So they're split into about 4 different groups. Keegan, that makes it your turn because they just spent that time kind of trenching in and making their way up.
All right. You said the machine gun and the rocket seem to be in different groups.
Yeah, the rocket launcher is part of the group that's ascending the hill, and the machine gun is at the base of the hill.
The machine gun's pinning us down, but that rocket could be an issue. I am going to shoot a rocket at the machine gun
Okay.
and depend on everyone else to have good threat assessment.
All right. Doing anything with your fast action?
I will aim.
Okay. So remember that you get the 2 bonus dice from that.
I'm real good with rocket launcher, man.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. So are you converting that to damage?
That's 5. Oh, not including the one that hits. Yeah, just all damage.
All right. So you're doing 9 damage with your rocket launcher, which is a burst. Give me 1 second, real fast.
It's
to-
also AP.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second, real fast, to look at the burst thing. And you said you used your fast action to aim, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right, whatever. All right, so give me a second here, because that's armor piercing. Okay, so the 2 people manning the machine gun are just blown to bits. The machine gun looks like it's taken a lot of fucking damage, but it's still potentially operational, but there's currently nobody by it.
Okay.
Because you've taken out the team that was operating it. All right, that brings it to Chris.
All right. What's the RPG man still up?
RPG Man is still up. He's got about 2 other people with him, and they're making their way up the hill.
I'm gonna snipe him in the face.
Snipe him in the face.
Oh, man, right in the face? Nice.
Sorry, aim, then snipe him in the face.
All right, so get the 2 bonus dice and roll it.
Aw.
I mean, that's a lot of dice, but you only got the 2. But that's still, if you're converting it to damage, that's 3.
Yeah, I'm converting it to damage.
All right, and I believe that's armor piercing.
Yep.
Yes.
Be really concerned if the sniper rifle was not armor piercing.
Are there any stunts you can do that are like suppressing fire or something like that? Something to make them stop?
I
Yes.
just pulled that up, so let me tell you what you could do.
Mhm.
Inflict more damage. You can pin the enemy, and they need to make an immediate panic roll. You can exchange initiative score. You can make them drop their weapon, or you can make them fall to the ground or are pushed back.
Yep.
So technically, 2 of those could be what you were asking.
Damage.
All right. So you managed to do a little bit to the guy with the rocket launcher. You clip him real hard in the shoulder, but he is still up.
I will remember this.
Alrighty. So next up would be Tad.
Okay. Rocket guy was still up.
Yes, Rocket Guy is still up.
I will be firing at Rocket Man then.
Rocket Man.
Yeah,
Hey.
burn through the space
Copyright.
that you're alone. Well, I got 1.
You got 1.
Oh wait, I didn't. I get a bonus for my spark gun. I get a 3 bonus.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't seem right.
about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Also, are you doing anything else while shooting, or?
Oh, that's what we're gonna find out. Okay, I got 2. So I'm going to use one of my successes to exchange my initiative with the enemies because I think they went first.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll go first next time. And then he just gets hit.
I meant are you doing full auto or aiming or anything?
You're right, I should have went full auto. So yeah, I went full auto, which is a plus 2?
It's a +2.
Okay. I didn't get anything for it.
Okay. Since you didn't aim, are you doing anything with your fast action?
Take cover.
Take cover. All right. So when you take cover, cover has armor just like your armor, and you just add them together. So the things in here, because there's like a few like crates and stuff like that, they'll give you an additional 3, so your armor will be considered 9 while you're behind cover from ranged attacks.
Okay.
All right. So Tad, it's your turn.
Nice. Did I not wound
Oh yeah, what's
Rocket
the
Man?
damage?
3?
3 damage. Okay. I need to do his armor.
3 armor pierce.
Rocket Guy is still up. He's very hurt. You
He's
managed
good.
to shoot him right in the fucking stomach, but his armor absorbs most of it.
Well, I guess I'm shooting him again then.
All right.
Full auto, which is a +2.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And you have the machine gunner, so it doesn't add panic
yep.
or
Well,
stress.
I got 2 again. Yeah. I'll just convert that one to damage.
Okay. And are you still taking cover with your fast action?
Yep.
All right. All right. So you are able to just hit him right in the torso with this attack, and just he crumples and he starts rolling down the hill along with his RPG. All right. And then, whoops, I screwed that up. Keegan, it is your turn.
All right, I will gently place my RPG like somewhere safe, and then draw my rifle, and I will start shooting on some of the guys that are advancing up the hill towards us.
Okay.
I will. I'll also take cover, so I won't aim for this.
Okay.
So shooting, bang, bang, bang. Nice.
Damage or another stunt?
I'll do one that slows them down. I believe. What does pinning do exactly?
You can
Pinning.
go ahead.
They
Ted.
make a panic roll.
Yeah, you can
As-
either force them to do the panic roll, but you can also force them to push back or make them go prone.
I assume they have no stress, so a panic roll
Yeah.
at best does nothing.
Yeah.
Well-
I will.
Well, 2 of their friends just died. They might have some stress.
Yeah. I'm not gonna leave that to chance though. I'm just going to. I'm gonna make him hit the dirt.
Okay. All right.
Stress
The
two
other
of my
one.
friends just died.
You guys don't have stress yet. But yeah, so you, one of the guys, you start shooting at him, and he, starts kind of not freaking out, but he has to, go prone and kind of lie in the mud to try to avoid the shots. The other guy that's with him is starting to slow down once he notices that. Chris,
All
that
right,
makes it your go.
Did they take any damage? That would be 2 damage AP.
No, he does not.
Okay.
Chris.
What do we got left?
Well, you still have 2 guys up on the hill. One is prone, the other one is standing, and then there's still quite a few guys on the ground, but they're kind of far away. These guys would be considered medium range. I keep forgetting you guys get penalties for medium range.
Oh yeah.
Let's. What about the guys that are farther away?
They're considered extreme range.
All right, I can go up to extreme range. Let's take those fuckers down.
All right, with extreme range, you get a -3.
Aim, and then -3. So I get a -1.
Yes. So who are you shooting at? Because there's a group over here, there's a group over here, and you do see 2 people making their way to the broken or semi-broken machine gun.
All right, sorry, putting that again.
All right.
My thing was covering it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, so down here you have the machine gun, which is partly broken, but there's 2 people making their way there. There's a group of people over here, and there's a group of people over here.
And we are where?
In the cargo deck.
Oh, let's take care of those guys heading towards that broken Rudy Tooty shooty.
All right, so you'll get a -1 using aim.
Let's go for anyone that has any of them been shot before.
No.
Okay, good.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
You know what else you can do for looking at the map and everything?
What?
I just have my character sheet up, and I'm looking at the stream to see the map.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but then there's a
It-
delay.
Oh no, I don't.
I mean,
I'm
it's-
not gonna watch
it's
the stream
pinged.
while I play on the stream. It's dumb. You're dumb.
All right, Chris, go ahead and give me the shot.
I keep it open in case anyone chats. Oh wow.
You
That's
can
interesting.
you can push it by giving yourself a stress.
I mean, it's pretty. If you do that, I feel like you should get a stress anyway. So I mean,
No.
Okay. All right. So you take a shot, but unfortunately, with the weird elevation change, it kind of veers off, and you're not able to hit the guys making their way to the machine gun. It is now their turn.
How is a scoped rifle less of a bonus than a machine gun?
So, for the
Yeah, it's bonus 2 damage too. I do more damage too.
well, yeah, you're
Yeah.
firing like a lot of rounds per minute.
And I'm firing one.
Yeah, you don't have to aim real good with a machine gun to hit someone. But all right, so there go. These two guys start fucking around with the machine gun, but they're not able to get it going this round. This guy stands up, and these two start making their way a little bit closer. You notice that most of the guys are still kind of down here. They're kind of fanning out a little bit more to cover the sides. And nobody else is advancing besides these two, who are kind of making their way over to the side right now. But you guys are able to hear sort of like the loud mechanical jet noise as you see the fighter from before up in the sky kind of making its way down. And right above the cargo deck, you hear and feel a massive boom as something hits the top of the ship. All of you, your stress increases by 1.
No.
it was coming at us like it was crashing, or
No, like it was
Oh.
diving low, and then went above the ship, and then an explosion happened on like it dropped something.
Yeah,
Like
it
it-
was dive bombing.
Yeah. If you
These
had to
fighters
guess,
have bombs. That's ridiculous.
if you had to guess, it did a dive bomb. On top of that, no, actually not on top of that. We'll keep going. Tad, your go.
Below
Okay.
that.
There were guys fiddling with the machine gun, right?
Yeah, down here. It looks like they're trying to get it operational again.
All right, I'm going to fire at whoever looks like he's about to like actually man it, I guess.
Okay.
Isn't that a? Can you go to extreme?
Is it that? What? Oh yeah.
Oh,
there's
they are at
of it.
extreme range, and your gun can't go that far.
Yeah, I'm only long. Are there anyone within long range?
Yeah, the guys down here. They're technically at medium range, which is only a
Okay.
-1 penalty.
All right, I'll fire at them.
Okay. Are you aiming or anything?
I'll aim and go full auto, and then that's a +4, so I'm at a +3.
Yep.
Hey, I got 2 with all these dice. I'll just convert it to damage.
Okay. Give me a second here. Ooh, that was a great roll. The guy who dropped prone before, you just get him right in the dome.
Oh, nice.
It looks like when he stood back up, he didn't like have his helmet strapped very well, and you just brain him. And the guy next to him is by himself on the hill and not looking brave. That brings it to Keegan.
All right. Well, unfortunately, the not brave-looking man is the only person in range, so he's getting shot at.
All right. Aiming or anything?
I will aim because I'm already in cover.
All right. Well, you have to use your fax action to maintain cover.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Yes.
I will not aim then.
Okay.
Hit him though.
So 2 damage. All right. His armor absorbs a decent amount of it, but he's still. You can tell you hurt him a little bit as you shoot him in the abdomen.
Okay.
Chris, your go.
Is there any prone to going? Is there any pro to going prone?
I think. Give me a second. I think it might help with ranged attacks against you, but I don't know if you get a penalty. Let me see. Prone.
Oh man, go prone and take cover.
I'll be immortal.
You need it.
All right, so it's not called prone. What is it called?
Nap time.
No, it's not nap time. You stay awake, you asshole.
That was I had nap time earlier.
Sorry, just a second. I don't know what the term is in here.
Yeah, if it's not prone, I have no idea what it could be.
Well, I'm trying to look at the stunt thing because what does it say? Falls to the ground. That's not helpful.
Oh man, they're grounded.
I am going to say it just gives you a like light cover.
Who's that?
Okay, well I'm gonna go prone. I imagine that will be a quick action to do that.
Yes.
All right, and then I'm gonna fire at the same target.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say you get light cover, which is only like a +1, but you don't have to use your fax action to maintain it.
So it's -3.
-3, yeah.
Uh-oh.
How do you get a face hugger with the 1 dice? You still got to hit, but go ahead and give me a panic roll.
I hate this fucking game.
4. All right, you maintain your composure. You're fine. All right, so
Is that a reload expended, though?
That is a reload expended, yes.
Okay.
But you do manage to shoot one. It doesn't look like his armor blocked it at all, but he is not you, so he can take 2 points of damage and not fall. But he does look pretty injured. All right, so on their turn, you see this guy who's on the hill, starts moving up a little bit closer, and then he is going to take a shot at Tad, because Tad's the only one not in cover.
That's fair.
That's going to be a hit. Tad, give me an armor roll.
Nope.
Ooh.
All right, you take 3 points of damage as he shoots you in the chest with his rifle.
Oh man, I'm just like you now, Chris. 2 health.
You wish you were like me.
You see the other ones, these guys are still kind of working on the machine gun. The other guys have fanned out. They're kind of backing up a little bit. You can hear that fighter still kind of almost circling, but you guys hear from down here somebody just yell out, "Hold." And then this guy starts making his way down the hill.
All right.
But so I don't know what you guys are doing here, but you can, if you're looking out, you can see them down there. It looks like, you know, they still have their guns trained, but it doesn't look like anybody's firing. Like
Well,
they've
it sounds
stopped.
like
They've stopped the suppressing fire. Because everyone was like shooting in your direction, but you know we were only counting the attacks that actually came close to hitting you.
Mm-hmm. I am going to. Hang on, let me move my character sheet so I can ping. I'm going to move back into this hallway.
Okay.
to keep an eye on our flanks.
Okay. Let me see here. Who has leadership as a skill?
That would be command, wouldn't it?
Or command, yeah.
Yeah, I do not.
Well,
I don't think any of us do.
I'll let any of you make a command check, though.
I have 3 empathy. What about you guys?
2, 3, I think.
I'm not a very empathetic person.
Do you want to make the roll or should I, Chris?
Oh, you go ahead.
All right. Yeah, I got 2.
Hey, 2 successes. Nice. So, like I said, you see them stop firing. You see they're still kind of like moving around. You know enough to kind of get like a sense right now. Because you guys are up on a hill and the only easy access point is this cargo deck, which you guys have a very defensible position. So even though they have you heavily outnumbered, you know where they're trying to attack you from is going to be very difficult. So if you had to guess, it kind of seems like they're trying to reevaluate. Keegan.
Yeah.
So you're in the central access way. As you're standing back there checking your flanks, you actually see somebody stagger out of this room. He appears to just be in his underwear, and he's coughing up like fluid, and you can see he's got bruising around his neck and some contusions around his face.
Great. All right. Well, I will still level my gun towards him and I guess keep an eye on him. I don't want to move from my position because I'm in a strategic position. But he doesn't appear armed in any way?
No.
Okay, so yeah, I will pay special attention to this side, but I'm going to continue watching the flanks.
Okay. What about Chris and Tad? What are you two doing?
Probably just taking cover and waiting to see what happens.
I'm still doing pro.
Okay. Did anybody try to send a signal to the Tam by Tam?
No.
Nobody said they were.
Like with our communicators?
No, with the sensor array that you spent 5 hours working on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That probably would have been the first thing that I did. Try to reestablish
I mean,
with,
nobody said they were trying to reestablish contact.
All right.
I said you finished it and you hear gunfire and you immediately went to follow the gunfire.
That's fair. Never mind. Yeah, the gunfire probably would have taken precedence. So yeah, probably not.
All right, Chris, what are you doing?
What are the baddies doing again? There's a lot of going on right there.
So right now, the UPP soldiers, they're not firing. There's a few people who are taking up position, but you can see they're kind of fanning out a little bit to the sides. You can still hear the fighter jet that's kind of moving around, but it sounds like it's just circling. Right now, it seems like they're just reevaluating and figuring out what to do.
Oh, they're off guard. Kill them.
Okay, make an attack. Who are you shooting?
Guys by the gun emplacement.
Okay, give me. Are you gonna aim or just shoot?
I'm gonna aim.
All right, so it's extreme range with aim. That's gonna give you a -1.
What the fuck?
I mean, that's still a hit. Give me a second here. Oh wow! You actually managed to take out the one guy you shot before by the gun emplacement. So you hear the same voice that said hold before just kind of yell over in this direction to fall to the flanks. And then a new fresh wave of gunfire starts kind of shooting more around like the ground in this area. but they're not actually really shooting inside the cargo deck. But you see everyone else who is down here. You see the other guy by the machine gun kind of abandon that position and move off. But there's still some guys kind of set up at far range here that are shooting towards the cargo deck. But they're kind of lackluster shots. Keegan.
All right.
So the guy down the hallway, he's kind of leaning up against this wall, kind of steadying himself a little bit. And then you hear him yell out in like a painful yell as he starts clutching at his chest.
Like a noise or like words?
Like a scream.
Okay.
He's having a heart attack.
Yeah, probably. I know that they're supposed to be like backup characters, but is the other squad doing anything?
They're returning fire, like suppression fire,
Okay.
out of the door.
All right. They have a smart gunner in their squad, right?
Yes.
Okay. I will ask Trevor to come with me as I want to make my way back to the sensor thing to try to send out a distress to the Tam by Tam.
All right.
Okay. So, Trevor, you go into the hallway. You see the same thing. There's some guy in his underwear covered in the hypersleep kind of goo who's clutching at his chest and screaming in pain.
Hey, what's up with that?
I don't know. He just walked out. I don't know how one of them would have got out of the cryotubes, but we have bigger issues at the moment.
Yeah, yes.
We can either make our way around by going to the power station thing and then going north, or we can just go by him and maybe I don't know, secure him, because I suppose we're supposed to grab info on this and he might have some, so we might just need to, like, I don't know, knock him out or something like that.
What do you think? He's faking?
Well, I mean, if we knock him out, then he'll stop streaming.
I can shoot him.
Well, we need information from him.
I mean, there's live ones out there.
I mean information from the ship.
Oh. I assume they're from this ship. That explains where they all went. You never even considered that, did you, Corporal?
There's no hangar on here. Where'd the fighter come from?
Well, the hangar could have got blown off. There's only like 2/3 of ship here.
I don't know. Looking at the schematics of the place, it looks like we're not missing too much.
Well, like a third.
Also, the schematics show me everything, so I guess if the schematics say that there's a hangar, then I guess
There's
hangar,
not a
but
hangar.
I doubt it. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no hangar. See? I'll point at it on the thing.
What are you guys doing?
No hangar.
All right, let's go to the east, and we'll try to secure the guy as we're making our way to the bay.
All right. You have any zip ties or anything?
I probably have handcuffs.
I think you do have handcuffs.
Yeah, I do, because I'm the breacher guy, and apparently that means that I'm non-lethal.
Yeah, it means you have explosions and you're also a riot officer for some reason.
Yeah.
All right. So you two start making your way east, closer towards the guy. When you get past the power station over here, his scream hits a crescendo as you see his chest just explode outward as this small creature kind of rockets out from the hole in his chest, screeches
Fire.
at you, and then runs this way.
Yeah, shoot at it. Like
All right.
the second I saw that a creature came out of him.
Both of you
that
get a
was dead.
both of you get a stress.
That's fair.
It-
Yeah,
And-
stress.
Now we'll start with Tad. Tad, give me an attack roll.
Okay. I don't have time to aim, so this will just be a straight full auto though.
Okay.
I think I got it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd say so. Give me a second here.
I'll probably just convert those all to damage.
Oh boy, all that armor. All right, you blow to bits.
Okay. Hell of a fucking heart attack that guy had.
Yeah, no
Got
kidding.
up and ran away.
You notice as you shoot at it and blow it up, you notice that its blood kind of splashes against the wall over here and starts to burn the metal wall.
They have fucking acid blood too? God damn it.
Pretty sure they all have acid blood. Facehuggers might
Oh.
not.
Facehuggers have acid blood.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if anyone has chest pains from now on, we just put them out of their misery. All right. I guess keep moving. I'll keep moving that way because we're going to pass by the entrance to the cryo bay anyway. I will quickly look in there to see if either of the other two tubes are open.
Okay. So looking in here, you can see the 3 tubes that were active. You can see one of the tubes obviously is freshly opened. You can see it looks like that one ran out of emergency power. If you, just from like a glance looking at the gauges on the other 2, you can see the other 2 have substantially more power than this one had. So this one, for whatever reason, just didn't have as much power, so that's why it opened up.
Yes.
On the floor next to him, though, you see this yellowish creature that has finger-like appendages and a long curled tail that is just kind of lying on the ground with this long fleshy tube coming out of the middle. That seems to be lying on the ground next to the cryo tube. Looking at it and then looking back at the other tubes, if you had to guess, those are probably the face masks that you thought you saw before.
Does it look alive?
No, I said it's dead.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm still going to put a round in it and then keep going.
I mean, you put a round in it and it starts bleeding acid on the floor.
All right. Well, now I know that those things also have acid blood, and I'll keep going.
All right. So you guys keep going north and you start making your way towards the sensor maintenance bay. Chris, what are you doing?
Are they still just standing out there?
You see a lot of movement as they're kind of rushing around. You see a group making their way over to the left side here. There's still a group down here. Looks like they're taking cover around the trees. They've abandoned the machine gun that's over here. And you can hear that fighter jet kind of making a longer oval pass. If you look through your scope, while they're a little bit too far to actually shoot at, you can see one of them in a walkie-talkie talking somewhere.
Jeez, bitch is just out of my range. What a coward. I guess I'll just keep an eye on him then.
Okay. Yeah, so the other 3 members of Echo Squad, they're kind of like standing up there with you. They're taking like random pot shots, but you know that they look nervous. At this point, you can kind of tell the same thing that Tad was able to tell, that you guys have a pretty good defensible location, and so they've probably just given up trying to rush up the hill at you guys, which is not a great idea. But you're not quite sure what they're doing right now. But there's still quite a few of them. I mean, you guys took out maybe 5, so they have you at least outnumbered 2-1. All right, so for Keegan and Tad, so you guys make your way north and you're able to get back to the sensor maintenance bay.
That couldn't be worse timing. I just put a pretzel bite in.
Well, you bastard. Mr. Gannon is also up there because he is nowhere near the firefight.
Hey, Gannon, did you send a thing back to the ship?
He kind of looks around and he says, "No, I don't have the, like, what would that be called? Like, he says he doesn't have, like, the encryption codes."
The frequency?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, what are you talking about encryption codes? And I dial to the frequency.
Yeah, you guys know the frequency just fine. You got to remember he's Wayland Yutani, so. But yeah, you're able to dial the frequency. It seems like this ship has a really strong sensor array. While the signal's weak, you get like some static, kind of like confirming that you're connecting with the Tam by Tam. As you can kind of hear static through Tam by Tam report.
All right, I will identify as Corporal Bill Saber, whatever.
33rd
I will
Marine
say-
Assault Unit, Kilo Company, 2nd Platoon.
Yeah, that one. I feel like over the radio, it's much more concise though. If I know anything about military chatter,
You know it's not concise saying that. What do you want?
I will give them. Do we have like coordinates? Would I be able to give them our location?
You could tell them to follow the frequency, the signal that you're sending them.
Okay, so yeah, we are currently on the Glory, being attacked by UPP soldiers requesting backup
Okay.
or reinforcements, I should say.
All right, so you hear from the other end, you hear confirmed Corporal Saber requests for, and then you lose the signal.
Well,
Took us 5 hours to get that.
It was a weak signal anyway, but they said confirmed, so
You didn't
We're
tell them they had
probably
air
good.
support. They could come in here
You
with a
know?
lander and get shot down again.
you know that's. I'm gonna try to hail them again.
You're not able to connect.
I go to the emergency frequency.
You're not able to connect, Keegan.
Well, oh shit. All right. Well,
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
yeah, probably. There's a whole bunch of smart people up there. You know what they say about the Tam by Tam, full of geniuses.
Yeah.
So we should probably get back to.
Marines, smartest branch of the service. They all say
Yep.
that.
Mhm.
Let's go shoot stuff. I'm good at that.
So what are you doing?
ancient chat. I'm gonna start heading back to the cargo deck. God, where would the safest place? I will have Gannon get in one of the this dormitory, because that's like a probably a safer place than somewhere where there's multiple entrances to it.
Okay. And then what?
So yeah, I'll secure him in there.
Is that solid?
It is solid, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Theoretically, they could cut through that, though.
Cut through what?
The airlock over here.
To the left.
I'm pinging it. I know you can't see that, apparently, but...
Oh,
It's off my map. Yeah, you can't see it on the stream.
oh, I see. Yeah.
It's on the far side.
I'll say we should head west down to like right here, and then head back down south to get to just to make like a full circle of the thing to secure the perimeter as we get back to the cargo deck.
All right. Well, you guys take the long way around. I mean, there's rubble and like destroyed sections of the ship and overgrown pieces. You see more of those like yellowish orange prawn things splashing around in the ankle deep water. As you make your way to this junction, you can see that the airlocks over here look like they're pretty solid. It doesn't look like there's obstruction, so it is probably something you could cut through, but maybe not instantly. But you're not hearing any noise coming from that direction yet.
It is my opinion that we should continue firing on them because we are outnumbered, and I don't think it would be a good idea to give them time to strategize. So if there's any that are able to be shot at, I think we should.
So your plan is to shoot at the enemy.
Yes,
Okay.
before they can shoot at us.
I mean, that's a plan.
It is. It is a plan.
All right, so you guys are going back to the cargo deck?
Yes.
Okay. So when you guys enter the cargo deck, you see the same thing that Chris sees. You get your 3 squad members here. Looks like everyone kind of back here has backed up a bit. You guys can hear the sound of that jet, and you see it dip real low. Like real low. As it starts making its way, and it starts firing its machine gun straight through the hole. As it's making a really close pass.
Would I be able to grab the rock that I put in a safe spot and try to line up a shot at it?
Yeah, I'll say so.
All right.
I'm going to put it at medium range at what point it would like dive forward because it's getting real close.
And I will aim, obviously.
Okay.
Yeah. The RPG has extreme range, so.
Yeah. Is anybody else shooting? I mean, technically you guys have a chance to shoot if you would like.
Yeah.
Me too. Wait, I thought they were out of range.
No,
The
the
jet.
jet.
Not
It's
anymore.
the jet that's dive bombing in.
Oh, I'm not fucking shooting that.
Well, I'm sure as fuck shooting it.
All right.
So just make our
Nice.
attacks.
Yeah, just make an attack. Are you aiming, Tad?
Yeah, I'll aim and go full auto. So it's at medium range, so that's a -2?
-1. So it will
Okay.
cancel out with the
I'm
aim.
Yeah, I'm at +3 with full auto and aim then. So there you go. Extra damage.
Nice. Are you turning that to extra damage, Keegan?
I'm going to make it fall prone.
So you're turning
No,
that
it's
to
gonna be
extra
damage.
damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 damage from you, and technically that would be 5 damage from Tad. Both armor piercing. All right, so you guys, the jet comes in. It starts firing a heavy machine gun. I need to make some rolls here. Chris, are you still in cover?
Yeah.
All right. So I need everyone to roll armor. Chris, you have 9 armor right now for being in cover.
Oh, nice.
Nope.
Trevor got
Oh,
nothing.
Did
Hell
I
yeah.
heal at all during our little time?
You would have healed maybe 1.
Okay.
All right,
God
and
damn.
then Keegan got none, and Chris got 2. All right, so Chris, you
That's
take
me.
you take 1 point of damage.
Oh, no.
Yay!
Keegan, you take 3.
Ouchie.
Tad, you take 3.
I'm unconscious.
And then, oof, Carvalho goes down. The other 2 are injured, but they seem okay. But you managed to get the shot off. You know, the machine gun kind of rips into the front of this jet, opening it up, and you shoot the rocket right into it. You see a big explosion as it veers off, going like above the ship, but you can hear the sound of its like turbine failing, and you can hear an explosion from down over to the west or east. I mean,
I'll spin and try to clap Mars on the back, but realize that he's unconscious on the ground.
Tad,
I'll be
roll
like,
me.
"Oh, shit."
Tad, roll me D66.
Oh.
Oh,
Well. Okay.
Oh,
Mars, no.
pierced head.
Your head, there's a hole in it.
You
Mars,
die
no.
immediately.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Yeah, so, I mean, the bullets just go straight through his skull.
I was a hero, though.
Man.
Tell him I was a hero.
You never got to open that can.
No.
You never
Did
got
the
to be
can get hit?
disappointed. No, the can is still fine.
I'm gonna take that can. I'm gonna add it to my items.
But yeah, so Carvalho is dead, and Trevor Mars is dead. So
Oh, Corvallo's dead? I thought she just went down.
he
Oh.
he straight up died.
God damn.
He was disemboweled. He rolled a 63.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a nasty shot. But you took out the fighter, so there's that.
All right.
But you hear yelling from down here after that explosion. You can see the guys over here kind of lining up a little bit. It looks like they're getting ready to make a charge. And then you guys see them yelling again. They start to scatter as you see a couple of what looks almost like oil drums falling from the sky burst into flame as you hear the sounds of another aerial vehicle approaching.
Oh man, is that what the fucking napalm barrels were supposed to do? Nice.
Yeah, that's what QTC does if you have control over it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so they, you see, they kind of just flee off for right now as the dropship kind of lands over here, and you see another section of Marines climb out and start making their way towards you guys.
Is one of them my good buddy Brever Venus?
Not yet. We'll get to Tad's thing in a moment. But you see you see the section along with Sergeant Hudson is with them as they're making their way up. He runs up and he sees the 3 casualties, counting Yazi, and he just swears. And then he approaches Saber, and he just says, "Corporal."
God damn it, Jesse.
Look, man.
Yes, sir.
You should eat before. But he says, Corporal, we got your call. There is a UPP ship in orbit that the Tam by Tam is trying to keep at bay right now. So gather what you can, whatever you need to, and let's get the hell out of here.
1 second. Okay, so
I updated my picture.
You updated your picture?
Right.
Yeah,
all right, let's see it.
it's more accurate now.
Oh my god, with a bullet hole in the head? Jesus. All right.
I'll say that we got the black box, but there are 2 survivors of the ship in cryo over here.
All right. He yells at a couple of his guys to book it to the hypersleep bay and grab those pods.
I will specifically say that they are likely in very bad shape and should not be let out of the tubes without armed supervision.
All right. He says affirmative. Anything else?
I can't. Oh, yeah. Literally, as you were like, I'm assuming as you were like moving your mouse to get there. Yeah, I'm gonna go get Ganondorf.
Okay. So you grab Mr. Ganon. You guys make your way back to the cargo deck. You see those guys hauling the 2 hypersleep pods, and you guys just go straight to the dropship.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else in there that is of importance as far as we know of.
Okay. They grab the 3 fallen bodies and haul them as well. You guys all load up into the dropship and take off. You get out of the atmosphere and you can see a very large UPP vessel in the distance. It looks like it's trading shots with the Tam by Tam. It is much larger than the Tam by Tam, but it's large enough that it seems probably like it's real slow. And its armament looks more close range. Whereas the Tam by Tam is designed to be fast and long range. So it looks like the Tam by Tam's not in a lot of trouble right now, but it's not going to be able to hold it off for long. But you guys are on the far side of O'Bannon's world as you're making your way up, so you're able to avoid most of the fire. The moment your dropship lands, the Tam by Tam disengages and takes off, and the UPP vessel does not appear to engage.
The only ship that was searching?
What's that?
Were we the only ship that was searching?
From the Tam by Tam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought there were more ships. Okay. Never
No,
mind.
it was just your squad.
I see.
Or just your section, I should say. All right. So once you guys get off of the dropship, your platoon leader, Lieutenant Cassidos, kind of approaches everybody. She looks directly at Saber and Randy, and then the two surviving members of Echo Squad, and then Pope, because I forgot Pope's a thing. And she says, for you, I need you guys to hand over the stuff that you acquired and go to immediate debrief.
This one's a woman, right?
Yes, Cassidos is. It's
Yeah.
Maria Cassidos.
Yeah. Snap a salute. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hand over the stuff, I guess.
Yeah, so you hand over the black box. They're loading the hypersleep pods. And you guys kind of go off into a side section of the Tam by Tam. When you guys walk in to this little room, you go one at a time while the rest of you kind of wait in almost like a sort of like a waiting area. It's not really represented on the map, but the map only shows like 3 areas of this big ass ship. So you guys go one at a time. There is a synthetic that is actually doing the debrief, and the synthetic looks like the synthetic seems fine, but it looks more like a working Joe. Like it's not as lifelike as what you've seen before. But personality-wise, it seems sharp and everything, and it just very calmly goes through everything that you saw, everything that you heard. The debrief takes a while. Like, we're talking like at least an hour or 2 for each of you.
After one of us is debriefed, are we sent back into the waiting room, or
You're sent into a separate room. It's like a waiting room, but a separate waiting room. Did I cut out?
okay? Jesse dropped.
You
Yeah.
did.
Okay. No, you go into a separate waiting room.
Oh, okay.
So that way you're not with the people who haven't been debriefed yet.
That's fair.
Once all of you go through your debriefing, Cassidos comes back in and she says, we've got new orders to immediately rendezvous back at Mount Tithonus. I'm going to need you guys to immediately go to hypersleep pods.
I was kind of tired. Start heading that way.
Okay. You guys doing anything before you go to hypersleep?
Crying.
Crying. All right. You had a hard
Being
day.
dead.
I got shot.
So
Yeah,
I
me
was-
too.
I was half dead.
I was full dead.
I will. Before going into the into hypersleep, back in like the mess area over here near the pods. I'm gonna open Trevor's can.
You open up Trevor's can. It's kidney beans.
I sort of chuckle, just like he hated beans, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, eat them.
God, I hate you.
So you quickly scarf down some beans, which you probably shouldn't do before hypersleep, but you scarf down Trevor's beans. You guys get into
It's in
hypersleep.
his memory. It's fine.
You guys get into hypersleep with the rest of the crew. Go into hypersleep. Pause on you guys for a moment. So, Tad,
Am I in hell?
no.
Yes. God, yes.
you have a-
Dad, yes.
You have a couple of options here.
Okay.
So you've got the 2 surviving members of Echo Squad, which is Gerald Wayne and David Wilkes. There is still Bishop, the synthetic, or you can make a new character.
I mean, Pope.
Pope, yeah, Pope, sorry.
Yeah, Pope. I'll probably make a new character.
Okay. I'm not going to need your stats, I don't think. So we don't need to make it right now.
Okay.
But I do need to know what you want to play, like name and personality and stuff. Just don't need the stats right away.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a hospital corpsman because we don't have a player medic, and I feel like that would be useful to have.
Okay.
I didn't think of a name yet. Hold on.
Do I get my rockets back and everything?
You mean no?
Do I rearm?
No,
Oh, okay.
not yet. You have not resupplied. Because remember, you guys also took extra ammo as part of your acquisition.
Yeah.
It's a terrible name.
What's your name?
I wasn't going with that one. It was bad.
Okay.
Here we go. Yeah,
Do you
I'm
think
just
there's any? God.
I'm just randomly generating stuff.
Do you think there's anyone named Tom? Like not Thomas, just Tom.
The synthetic who's interviewing you is named Tom.
Oh, nice.
Carlos. You want to be Carlos.
I like Zarina. I'll be Zarina or Log.
Fucking.
What? What'd you just say?
Zarina or Log.
Orlog.
What?
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yeah.
Orlog.
Log.
Orlog. All right.
You have to push your tongue into like the back of your throat in order to say it correctly.
Yeah.
All right. What's your rank?
Oh man, what do I get to choose?
You can
3-star general.
you can choose between private, private first class, lance corporal, or corporal.
I'll stay the private first class.
All right.
If you're a medic, I think you're some form of officer.
Oh, then I'll be a lance corporal.
All right. I just took the note, but that's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So lance corporal, Zarina, Orlog. All right.
Orlog.
Stop it.
Orlog.
I'm gonna make a rule right now. Don't do that. All right. So, for Zarina, you are part of a different platoon. You have seen combat action before, but again, you're primarily a medic. You know that before you entered hypersleep, you guys went to this O'Bannon's world. You know that a squad went down. Another section followed the squad for reinforcement. You engaged with a UPP ship. And then when they returned, your sergeant approached you and said, be prepared. Somebody high up wants to speak with you before you entered hypersleep.
Okay.
All right. So now the three of you again. So you guys wake up from hypersleep, back in the hyperpod area. Keegan, you immediately throw up from the beans.
Damn it. Damn it, those were
Immediately-
Clover's beans.
Do I immediately get yelled at because I didn't take my ghillie suit off?
No. When you guys are waking up, so it's the three of you. There's Bishop just standing there because he doesn't go into... Or, damn it, not Bishop, Pope. Pope is just standing there because he doesn't go into hypersleep. And you see Wilkes and Wayne's... Not Wayne's. Wayne and Wilkes waking up with you guys. Nobody else is climbing out of the hypersleep pods. It's still really cold. Like, it doesn't seem, it's still like emergency lighting. And you just see Tom, the synthetic who was interviewing you before, standing by the door.
Is he friendly?
I mean, he appears to be friendly.
Oh, nice.
It's hard to tell with synthetics, though.
Hi.
Hello.
We being briefed again, or
If you could all grab your gear and please follow me to a conference room, General Vaughn would like to speak with you.
One step ahead of you, buddy. I also sleep with the gun.
So for Tad, you don't really recognize any of these people, but you're woken up with them.
Okay. Well, I
Woke.
guess I head to the conference room or wherever you told us to go.
All right, you guys grabbing your gear and heading with Tom.
Yeah.
Okay. So the conference room isn't shown on this map. It's near the command bridge. As you guys are going through the ship, again, very cold. Very little lighting is actually on, and nobody else seems to be moving around. Like, the ship seems more or less dead. As you guys go to the conference room, Tom opens up the door, ushers you guys inside. Inside the conference room, it's relatively small, but you see General Vaughn, who introduced herself before. You also see Mr. Gannon, and then two other individuals, a man and a woman. The conference room is lit up, and it seems like there's heat going in, so this room seems to be, up to par, but it looks like this is the only section of the ship that's receiving full power right now. And then Tom ushers you inside. He closes the door, and he stands next to General Vaughn, but a little bit behind. And so General Vaughn, you guys know General Vaughn is very high-ranking. Like, this is like a 4-star general. She's like 2 levels below, not Commander-in-Chief, but whoever would be like the Secretary of Defense.
Secretary of Space Defense.
Yeah, Secretary of Space Defense. So General Vaughn, she's quiet for a moment as she's kind of looking over you guys. And then she just kind of looks over, like she's almost like sizing you guys up. And then she looks over to Tom and she nods her head. And Tom pulls out what looks to be like a small pocket projector. And he places it on the table so it's projecting onto a wall. And you see an image of Ariarchus show up. And so General Vaughn just kind of turns to everybody, and she says, all right, so as you guys know, not too long ago, Ariarchus was attacked by the UPP before a unknown bioweapon was released. And she, clicks a button and the slide turns over, and you see, the debris of the nuclear explosion and everything. She says, we received reports of an unidentified ship in the area that had released the bioweapon. We have reason to believe that the UPP has been developing a new weapon and testing it out on the frontier. And she kind of moves the slide over, and you see the silhouette of the crescent-shaped ship. It looks like it's some staticky, feed from one of the UA cruisers in the area that got disabled.
Isn't that a war crime?
Do you say that?
Sure.
So she looks over at you and she nods her head. She's like, absolutely it is. However, we cannot prove that it was actually the UPP. Like I said, this ship is unidentified. We believe that they were using an unidentified ship, so it couldn't be traced back to them. For the last couple of years, we've intercepted chatter from UPP and from people that we've embedded inside about something that the UPP calls the Dark Star program. We don't know a lot about it, but we do know that the Dark Star program deals with experimental weaponry. And we have reason to believe that part of the Dark Star program is bioweapons testing. So she looks over at you guys again, and she kind of, again, sizes up a little bit before continuing. She says, the UA is trying to be very careful right now. We have been engaged in small border conflicts with the UPP, but we are not currently involved in all-out war. And the UA wants to make sure that we don't instigate an all-out war. It would be costly and it would take a lot of lives. But obviously, if the UPP is developing bioweapons and chemical weapons, that's going to be cause for concern. But we have to tread very carefully right now. She hits another slide and it shows Fort Nebraska. And she turns back to you guys and she says, now, what I'm about to tell you is highly classified. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yes.
So she hits another slide, and it goes from Fort Nebraska to a creature. Bipedal, black, elongated head, metal teeth, long tail. Exactly the same creature that you guys saw when you were pulling the black box out of the Glory. And she turns to it and she says, this is Xenomorph. I believe it's... Hold on. Damn it. I had it right here. This is Xenomorph XX121. An unknown life form with an unknown origin that we've only encountered a couple of times. It is highly aggressive, highly dangerous, and you guys encountered the aftermath of one of them on the Glory of the Proletariat.
I don't know how it works in like military. Do I raise my hand? Is that what I do?
I mean, yeah, sure, we'll say that.
All right.
Yes, Corporal?
Speaking of the Glory of the Proletariat, how was our information on the ship so off?
I'm getting to that, Marine.
All right.
So, this is a very sensitive subject. You acquired 2 hypersleep pods off of that ship, correct?
Yes.
And those pods were UA pods, right?
If memory serves.
So she kind of looks down a little bit, almost like disapprovingly, and she says, "Are you familiar with Colonel Myers from Fort Nebraska?"
Oh yeah, he's a great guy, from what I hear.
She kind of gives you a look, and she says, well, we've discovered over the past several months from intercepted communications and data that Colonel Myers was in charge of an unsanctioned research program on Fort Nebraska called Project Life Force. The goal of this project was to weaponize Xenomorph XX121. Now, as horrible as the tragedy on Ariarchus is, it did take care of Colonel Myers and his project for us. However, he did transport several samples and data from his research to an undisclosed location. But our intel shows that that ship was intercepted on its way by 2 UPP ships, one as of yet unidentified, and the other being the Glory of the Proletariat. The Glory was taken down over O'Bannon's world, and we received intel of its location and that the UPP would be interested in finding it. As for the undisclosed ship that had also intercepted Myers' ship, we don't know what happened to it. But we have every reason to believe, now that we've gotten the flight recorder and the hypersleep pods from the Proletariat, that they likely split the cargo from Myers' ship. So she looks at you, and she gives you kind of like a hard look, but also mildly apologetic. And she says, our intel wasn't incorrect. We didn't give you the correct intel. We knew that the ship that you were looking for was the Glory of the Proletariat. You have to understand, it had been 6 months since this thing crashed on the planet. We had no way of knowing if it would even still be there. And we did not want to give out this sort of classified information unless it was absolutely necessary. Plus, giving you incorrect information served another purpose. Mr. Gannon reports that when you discovered the Glory of the Proletariat, you still continued on with mission parameters as set. Which is good. It shows that under changing circumstances, you still get the job done. It shows that you can be relied on.
That's the plan, sir.
So, she says, the problem that we're having now, like I said, with Fort Nebraska gone, Project Life Force should be done with, but if the UPP got their hands on the xenomorphic samples and data, then we believe that they might be using it to enhance their Dark Star program. And the fact that the Proletariat had these samples, and the flight recorder shows that they were trying to look into the individuals, it tells us that they're probably looking into this research themselves, and they probably have some samples of Xenomorph XX121, which obviously is not a good thing. So,
Right.
now that you guys have encountered at least a small example of the Xenomorph, from your debrief, one of the test subjects from the hypersleep pod emerged. a creature came out of its chest. She puts another slide, and you see like an image of a chest burster on like a dissection table, which is a not exactly a larval stage, but an early stage of the creature's life cycle. And you immediately shot it. That's a good sign.
It seemed to be a threat, given that it killed a man.
That's a good sign that you shot something unknown and deadly without questioning it. Those are the sort of reactions you need to have. So, as
The
of
first
right,
part of that sounded like that's not what you mean.
she just chuckles a little bit. She's like, "No, it's good that you know to shoot first in certain situations, but to get to my main point." The Black Star program is concerning. Dark Star program, sorry. The Dark Star program is concerning. What we need more evidence, and we need samples. We need to be able to prove what the UPP is doing, so that way we can encourage the UA leadership to strike before they have an opportunity to turn these new weapons on us. We need to discover if they are utilizing the xenomorph, and if they are, destroy whatever they're working on. So for this purpose, all of you in this room right now are currently being reassigned. You are being reassigned from the 33rd Marine Assault Unit to a new Special Ops unit that I'm creating right now, codenamed Blackguard. She looks over at Bill. She says, you are being... Give me a second. You are being promoted to Sergeant.
Oh, boy.
And then looks over at Trevor, still in the ghillie suit, doesn't question it at this point.
Trevor's dead.
Trevor's
Or
super dead.
sorry, Randy. Look, you guys haven't played these characters long. It's hard to keep track of the names.
I played my character's entire life.
But she looks over at Randy and she says, Randy is being promoted to corporal. Sergeant Saber, you will be in command of Blackguard.
I'll do my best.
So, what I need from you for the duration of this mission, Intel has gathered locations and potential targets for the Dark Star program. You will investigate these leads. You will determine if there is any unsanctioned research that the UPP is doing. You will gather evidence, samples, and data, and if necessary, by your discretion, terminate with extreme prejudice. For the duration of this mission, you will be running black. Or sorry, you will be going dark. That's what I meant to say. Running black.
Oh, Bravo 6, nice.
You will be going dark. As I said, it's a very sensitive political arena right now. And sending a special ops team into the frontier to check on UPP sites might push the UPP a little bit too far. So we're doing everything we can to keep this a little bit more on the down low. So you guys are going dark for the duration of this mission. You are going to be given a secured account and black market contacts to acquire any needed equipment and ammo as you continue forward, as you will not be using sanctioned UA supply depots. In addition to this, you are being assigned a new ship. You are being assigned the USS Allmeyer. She is a modified Corvus, which is typically used as a salvage ship. She's a modified Corvus that we repoed from some pirates. It's a multi-purpose ship, which means that you should be able to go inconspicuously as needed if you decide to go incognito, but carries a lot more punch than your average ship. She's still not a warship, but she can get you in and out as needed. She turns to the two individuals that you guys haven't met before. She says, this is Corporal Maria Kowalski and Lance Corporal Mukesh Basu. They are the pilot and co-pilot of the Almire, and they will be your flight team, although they will remain on the ship for most of the missions. She then turns to Mr. Gannon, and she says, Wayland Yutani has been assisting us with trying to analyze whatever information that we've received from the Dark Star program. Mr. Gannon here will go with you, and he will remain on board the ship as a science officer. He will analyze any information that you bring back so he can report it to me. You guys will report to me directly, but you will keep communication as sparse as possible. Only communicate when necessary. I require that you guys be autonomous. Do you understand?
Yeah.
All right. So she says, Mr. Gannon here currently has intel on 3 locations of interest. He will pass it on to you once you board the Almire. Are there any other questions, concerns? Now's your time, because you will likely not be on another UA ship until this mission concludes.
Zarina raises her hand. She's just like, so I assume I'm getting assigned to the squad then?
She looks at you, cocks an eyebrow. She looks down at a tablet. She's like, oh, shit. That's me saying I completely forgot. So she looks over at Zarina, and she says, yes, the remnants of Delta and Echo Squad here lost several squad mates. I've decided that the combat squad should be a team member size of 6. You were filling out the rest of them as an additional medic.
Okay.
So she turns back to Saber, and she says, speaking of reinforcements and replacements, if your combat team faces losses, you can communicate to me directly to request new recruits. However, understand that it may take a while for new recruits to arrive depending on where you are in the frontier. She kind of gives a long sigh and gives you a hard look, and she says, I am leaving it to your discretion if you decide to recruit or contract with anybody outside of the USCMC. However, anybody who does needs to sign an NDA with Mr. Gannon and is your direct responsibility. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Are there any other questions?
I don't believe so. Hang on. You said that our supplies would not be coming from UA anymore?
No, the ship has supplies on board, but if you need resupply, you're going to have to acquire them from stations and outposts. However, we are providing you with certain black market contacts for acquiring equipment and ammunition that wouldn't be available to civilians.
Okay, and
So we're spies.
Essentially. For lack of a better term.
Are we also going to be provided with funds to buy them, or are we going to have to...
She started that conversation saying she was giving you a secured account.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I think that's everything.
But yeah, so she says, like I said, you're going to be traveling inconspicuously, incognito when necessary, but how you approach your individual missions will be up to you, because as I said, communication will be very sparse. But you will report directly to me, you will provide Mr. Gannon with anything that you acquire on these missions, and the rest will be up to your discretion. I trust that you'll make the right decision, and I'll trust that you are going to get to the bottom of Darkstar. Remember, this isn't just a job. We're on the verge of war in the frontier. Ariarchus was not the only location that was bombed by one of these mysterious ships. We have to be able to tie this to the UPP. If we wait until they strike first, they might perfect whatever weapon it is that they're testing, and the UA may not be able to stand a chance. We need to delay them while possible while getting the evidence we need to first strike. Now, if there's nothing else, Depart for your ship immediately.
I depart immediately.
Okay.
Stand, snap a salute, and leave.
Okay. So you guys make your way out. Let's see. Corporal Kowalski, the pilot, she kind of leads you guys to the hangar area of the Tam by Tam, where you see the Allmeyer. You guys quickly board. She goes through a few flight procedures and takes off. As you guys get a little bit away from the Tam by Tam goes back to FTL. From what you can tell, it seems like it dropped out of FTL shortly after it entered. And then you guys had your meeting with Vaughn, and now you've left. So right now, you guys are in sort of an empty sector of space. Just kind of floating there. Now, give me a second here. So now zoomed in, you can't really see all of the, you can see the labels, but like some of the words get a little scrunched. But this is the map of the Allmeyer. There are 2 levels. The map on the bottom is where like the cockpit is. So that's where you have your cryo sleep, your crew quarters, armory. The research lab up here also doubles as a med lab.
Oh my god. There we go. Where were you pinging? I was fighting with my character sheet.
Right here. The research lab is also a med lab.
Okay. Yeah, I can kind of make it out.
Yeah, the words aren't great zoomed in, but I really like this map, so we're using it. For anybody wondering, I got this map off of the Alien RPG subreddit.
Neat.
So I will get you the stats for this ship later. Because it's not going to be super relevant right now. While this is a Corvus, which is a typical salvage ship, it technically is using the stats of a military vessel, something called a Mantis. So if you guys look up Corvus in like the core rulebook, this does not have those stats. It also has a much, much faster FTL drive. It takes 6 days for it to travel 1 parsec.
Jesus. All right.
To give you an example, the normal Corvus takes 20 days to travel a parsec.
Parsec's real fucking far. God damn.
But yeah, so you guys are currently on board the Allmeyer. The Tam by Tam has left. You guys, we're going to say that you're kind of in this communal crew area right here. Sort of like a double lounge. And everyone is kind of with you right now. So you've got Maria Kowalski, the pilot, Mukesh Basu, the co-pilot. You've got Kent Gannon, who is now your science officer. And then you've got Sergeant Bill Saber, Corporal Randy Shaw, and then Private First Class Zarina Orlog, along with Private First Class David Wilkes and Private Gerald Wayne.
Lance Corporal Zarina.
Oh, sorry, Lance Corporal Zarina. So there are 9 of you on board this ship right now. So to go slightly out of character, because I know I gave you guys a fuck ton of exposition and explanation from Vaughn.
I thought I was playing a Final Fantasy game, to be honest.
Wow, that hurts a little bit.
It should.
But do you guys out of character have any question about what you're doing or what's going on?
No, I think I paid enough attention to know the gist of it.
But yeah, so you guys are in the Frontier investigating leads on the Dark Star program. You have your own ship. You are autonomous special ops. You are going dark, so you're not going to have the resources of the UA to fall back on, and you only communicate with General Vaughn when absolutely necessary. Like I said, your supplies are going to have to be obtained from stations and ports, but you do have black market contacts and a secured account, so you don't really have to worry about money. when she was telling you about the recruiting thing. So what that means is if you guys die and you make new Marine characters, Vaughn can provide them for you. They would just rendezvous with you somewhere else. But you guys don't have to make Marines.
Oh man, can I make a child?
You technically could. You technically could.
Space child soldier.
Oh man,
Because
I can't wait to die again.
technically it would be Sergeant Saber's call. So yeah, he could bring a child on board if he wanted to. You guys, you guys
I
now,
still believe in child soldiers.
you guys now have the discretion to hire who you want. So you don't have to play Marines if you don't want to. It kind of gives that freedom of playing who you want if you don't want to go like the full Marine route. If you wanted to play like a Marshal or whatever, we would just have to find a good way to introduce, and then the sergeant would bring them on board.
Is that a something in the book, or is that a Jesse thing?
That's a Jesse thing.
Okay.
This ship is a Jesse thing. Being special ops is a Jesse thing.
That's probably better than us just continuing to be like run-of-the-mill soldiers,
Yes.
expected to just continue working on this thing. So yeah.
Yeah, having you guys be autonomous without having to report everything and literally having to investigate things. But the other thing that I was going to say, so as you guys have noticed, your squad is now a squad of 6 instead of 2 squads of 8. What I'm going to do with that is there are 3 NPCs. I'm actually going to give each of you control of an NPC.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
man, this is too much.
So you'll
It
have
gets so hard though.
you'll have essentially a second character. But they still take a backdrop, but you guys can use them for combat and stuff. It's not going to be like before where it's like, oh, you guys have another 4 Marines with you, but they're kind of just hanging out. It's going to be you guys literally have just other, each of you have a sidekick, essentially.
Yeah, because it was kind of confusing to me when we were like in that firefight, and I was just like, I know that there's more people there.
Yeah.
They're not doing anything.
Yeah. That's not going to happen this time. You're going to have
Yeah.
6 actual combatants.
Yeah, like I didn't want to like start saying just like they should be, because like I understand that they're not for that, but also it was just like
They were
Alright.
shooting. They were doing
Yeah.
stuff. I just wasn't rolling.
Mm-mm.
So I'm going to give you guys a couple options here. So first of all, there's Pope. Now, Pope can either be played as...
right.
Yes, Pope can either be played as is, or whoever controls Pope can change Pope stats if you want to. That's going to be up to you guys, but who wants to take Pope as a secondary?
It sounds like Tad is taking another medical personnel, so I think someone else should take Pope, so I guess I will.
Okay. And then, like I said, if you want to, you can change Pope stats, or you can just use Pope as is. I will tell you, I'm not going to give Pope a pulse rifle yet. And he's not going to have any real good combat experience yet. But now that you guys are spec ops, as Pope levels up, you can change Pope around a bit. You can train Pope in combat if you choose to, because you're not going to be under UA scrutiny with that.
Okay, so androids not being able to be in combat is a UA like a Geneva Convention kind of thing, not a
Yes.
programming.
It's both. They can't harm humans based on programming, but them not being trained for combat is more of a military thing.
I see. Okay.
So you can train them for combat, but unless something weird happens with Pope, he's still not going to be able to hurt people. But you absolutely could train Pope to fight Xenos. All right, so that leaves Wayne and Wilkes. Wayne and Wilkes don't necessarily have stats. If something came up with them, I was going to use a generic Marine stat block. So I'm going to give you and Chris, Tad and Chris, an option here. I can either just make them for you, either using a generic stat block or one of the specialty stat blocks I have here, or you can make them.
Which one's Wayne?
Which one's Wayne?
Yeah.
Wayne is just a private. His name is Gerald.
All right. Which one's Wilkes?
Wilkes is a private first class. His name is David.
Yeah, I had the feeling that Chris was mainly going to go off their like names, and then both of them had pretty lame names. So
You are 100% correct, sir.
You can change the names if you want. Like,
What do they do? Do they have roles or not really?
no,
You decide what they
you
do.
get to decide what they
Yeah.
are.
Ugh.
Like literally, let me put it this way. You can either have me pick something for you if you're like, hey, I want a hospital corpse, or I want another sniper, or I want a breacher. I will make it for you, or you just make another character.
Does
Yeah,
the ship
just-
have a pilot?
Yes, the pilot is Maria
Okay.
Kowalski.
Oh, I thought one of these guys was the pilot. Okay.
No, you guys have a separate flight crew that isn't going with you.
All right.
It'd be kind of neat if one of us could play the pilot, though. Could he take control of Sulkowski or whatever?
Well, okay, so you, not Kowalski, but what you could do is you could make a pilot character who's the primary pilot, and then Kowalski would take over when he leaves ship, or he or she leaves ship. You can absolutely
go.
play the pilot. I'm just saying that Kowalski and Basu and Ganon are staying on the ship. So that way, if you guys need them to pick you up, you have somebody who can fly the fucking ship down.
Well, in that case, could you make my guy a what was it? Whatever the like a Army Corps engineer thing was. I think that was a
Comtech?
yeah.
All right, so
I
you
think
want
Comtech.
you want a Comtech Marine?
Yeah, Comtech. He would have to be good at heavy machinery too. But yeah, basically good at Comtech, good at heavy machinery.
Yeah, I can do that. I can give him extra points in heavy machinery. Did
Okay.
you want to change the name, or you want to just use Wayne or Wilkes?
Give me Wayne.
All right, so you're going to have Wayne, and I'm going to make him a Comtech with heavy machinery. And then, Chris, do you want to have a pilot?
I'll take Wilkes.
All right.
Well, Wilkes can be a pilot.
Yeah, do you want Wilkes to be a pilot?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. So he will be a pilot, and this will be your guy. And then I'll make him, I think there's actually something I can use for that. A dropship crew chief, I think. No, I'm actually going to make him a pilot. That's a class. Or a profession, I should say. All right. So I'm obviously going to give you guys those stats later. Or actually, I guess I should say, do you guys, any of you interested in making these secondary characters? Who wants to make their character? Who wants me to make their character?
I just want you to make mine.
you already have Pope made, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just go with that. You probably built them all right, so I'll go with it.
He's a damn good medic, I'll tell you that. All right, so in that case, I will make Wayne and Wilkes. Pope's already done. Tad, you will still have to make Zarina yourself.
Yeah.
So that's done. Like I said, you've got those 3, so we don't have to worry about that. All right, so the last thing, the session is actually wrapping up very quickly.
Yeah.
Man, we're so good.
Can I just have a character sheet to make Zarina with?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay.
Zarina Orlog. Oh, there's no U. And this is in Taticus journal. Can be edited
Yeah.
by Taticus. Save. All right, you should have that now.
I do. Why'd you take Trevor from me, though?
Because he's no longer here.
He's no longer with us. He's in a better place where there aren't kidney beans.
And Keegan, since the sheet's already on here, I'm going to give you control over Pope's sheet.
Okay.
All right, so the last thing, so you guys are all on board the ship. Everyone's kind of just like introducing. Yes, Keegan.
No, that was me looking from a mouse. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, you guys are all introducing each other. Keegan, you are technically in control of everyone here, or at least a squad leader, but as much of a squad leader as you are out in the frontier without, court martials and stuff.
Holy shit, you were not kidding. God damn. Also, don't synthetics get a +3 to their strength?
No, they get a plus. No, they get 3 extra attribute points, and then any attribute can go up to 8. It's just
I see.
when you played Lucas specifically, whoever was playing him had their strength increased by 3. That was special
I see.
for the one shot.
Okay. Yeah. I thought that was just in general. Okay.
Anyway, so Keegan, would you like to address your crew?
All right, Marines. We're gonna find some evidence about some Dark Star guys. You know?
You're so bad at this.
I have an empathy of 2. What do you want from me?
That was the mission, sir.
Yeah. So just keep that in your mind, and we'll be all right. All right, you're dismissed.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Oh well, I suppose the first step should be to get somewhere that isn't empty space.
Okay.
So what's the nearest like system, I guess, that has people?
I'm sorry, it's just...
Mm-hmm.
So you do remember that General Vaughn said that Mr. Gannon had intel on 3 locations of interest, which he would give to you once you were on board the Allmeyer.
Yeah, which is the closest?
Do you want the actual
Mr. Gannon.
Do you want the intel, or are you just going to just go to the closest?
I mean, we can start heading there while I get the intel. Yeah.
Keegan, I swear to God, I'm going to go upstairs and hit you.
I would like the intel, please.
So there's 3 different locations.
Yes.
So you can't start heading to one randomly until you decide which one you want to go to. Out of character, this is mission select.
All
They're
right.
exactly equal away. She can't go to the closest. They're the
Okay.
same distance.
Unless you want to play your character dumb enough that you don't get mission select and I just decide where you go. This is you guys deciding what you want to take.
All right. Well, let's read the mission select like description of the level.
I really wish you
Page.
guys wouldn't have
Shows
him always.
designator.
Sorry, what were you asking, Tad?
I was asking where the creative character stuff is, but I literally found it right now.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right. So there are 3 locations. So the first, Corinth Colony, planet KOI 751.02. Corinth Colony is home to a bionational testing facility and its support staff. We have suspected that Bionational may be working with and developing weapons and tech for the UPP. 2 weeks ago, the entire colony went dark. No distress signals have been sent, but Bionational has turned down any UA assistance. They are sending their own security team to the colony, but intel tells us they are still 2 months out. And Corinth Colony is 2 parsecs away.
So that would be 8 days for us.
12.
Oh, was it 6? Okay.
Then there is the Talos CN4 network relay station. There have been reports of strange psychological episodes among the crews of ships passing through the Zagreus system, ranging from paranoia and hallucinations to bouts of extreme violence. The only thing of note in the system is a decommissioned relay station, which up until a few months ago was occupied by the UPP. And Talos is 3 parsecs. And then Kalara. A newly discovered planet on the edge of the frontier, surveys have begun on the planet of Kalara to test its suitability for colonization. So far, the planet's forest and plains seem an ideal location. During a recent survey, the science team discovered ancient ruins depicting large humanoid figures on reliefs. A former UPP scientist, Dr. Vadim Egorov, quickly joined the survey team. They requested an independent security detail, but we quietly intercepted and scrubbed the message. And that is 2 parsecs away.
Uh, I am leaning towards the last one, but the first one also sounds interesting.
Well, I will say, just as a side note for everyone here, just to whatever, while Keegan's obviously playing the leader of the group, this is a group decision.
I will order you guys to agree with me, though.
I agree.
I was working on my character, so I wasn't paying attention to any of that, so I agree.
God fucking damn it. Like, I swear to God.
So the first one, I believe it was a research place or just a colony, I think, went dark.
Jesus Christ. I just said it.
Listen, but somewhere went dark. No like explanation why, no distress signal or anything like that. Second place, there's like a relay station that has been that had UPP at it up until like I think you said like 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone that is like in that system or passing by that system or something like that is having like weird psychological episodes ranging from just paranoia to like fits of rage. And then the last one, I was the most interested in that one too. Hang on.
You need sticky notes. Like, I have never seen somebody forget things so quickly. A newly discovered planet on the edge of the frontier, surveys have begun on the planet of Kalara to test its suitability for colonization.
Right, the ruins.
So far, the planet's forests and plains seem an ideal location. During a recent survey, the science team discovered ancient ruins depicting large humanoid figures on reliefs. A former UPP scientist, Dr. Vadim Egorov, quickly joined the survey team. They requested an independent security detail, but we intercepted and scrubbed the message. Which means you guys would be pretending to be a security detail.
Yeah, that one sounds most interesting to me. The first one is the second most, and then the third one is the least most interesting to me so far. I mean, we're going to do all of them, but, you know.
I choose the one you wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounded interesting. I'm
All right,
fine with it.
sounds like we're going to be security. Which is good, because we're already good at fighting.
Around the world.
Around the world, around the...
What have I told you about copyright? All right, so you guys want to go to Kalara?
E.
All right.
Shit. Accidentally hit the
What?
X button. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. All right.
Back.
So yeah, like I said, Kalara is 2 parsecs away, so that will take you about 12 days to reach, which you'll spend most of that time in hypersleep. Actually, a fun little side note I forgot to mention, one of the main reasons why you spend time in hypersleep, in addition to saving resources on life support, is because humans suffer neurological distress when they're in FTL awake for too long.
You get space madness.
Interesting.
Yes, you get space madness if you're going FTL for a long period of time. That's why for
Wonder-
longer journeys you go into hypersleep.
Wonder what their explanation for that is.
It just fucks with your nervous system.
You're staring out at the warp.
Oh, just don't look out the window. Easy. Put the blinds down.
This is for my field event, so ignore it.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so let's see. So Wilkes is going to be the primary pilot with shit, I just had her name. I have to scroll up.
Ooh.
With Kowalski being his co-pilot, and then Basu is just going to be like an extra person who will be the co-pilot for Kowalski when Wilkes is off the ship. But Wilkes punches in the information. To go to Kalara. He puts in the coordinates and everything and gets the ship ready to enter FTL. The ship enters FTL, and then the rest of you can prepare and go into cryosleep. Pope, because he's a synthetic, won't, so he'll be maintaining the ship and keeping an eye on everything while you're in hypersleep.
Fucking Tad.
What?
You goddamn picture.
Oh yeah, I drew her a while ago.
Nice. Is there anything that you guys would like to do before entering cryosleep?
Enter cryosleep.
I don't have any beans anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
what's,
if he's entering cryosleep before he enters cryosleep, does that mean he goes into double cryosleep?
No.
Oh, okay. I'll do a medical checkup on everyone because I'm the medic.
Okay. I mean, everyone seems to be healthy. Everyone seems to be in good condition. I'm not going to make you like do a roll because I don't have your stats. But
I have them.
oh,
I'm real good at it.
all right, go ahead. I just want to see what you get.
2.
2 successes, nice. Yeah, so everyone seems in good condition. Everyone seems healthy, seems fit. You can medically clear everybody for action.
Nice.
But yeah, so anything else you guys are doing before you enter cryosleep and going to Kalara?
I don't believe so. Don't see any. Or I shouldn't say see. I can't think of anything that we would need to do beforehand. So, because we can probably like arm up and everything like that before we do anything. So
Well,
we should be fine.
Yeah. I will also say, while it's not like listed on here, there are 3 ATVs on board the Almire.
Nice. Do we have any larger vehicles, APCs, or anything like that?
No, it's too big for a ship like this. This is a modified salvage ship. They don't usually have hangars for armored personnel carriers.
Do we have a power loader in here?
No.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Doesn't mean you can't get a power loader, but there's not a power loader in here.
We should get a power loader.
But okay, so nothing else?
I'm shut.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you guys enter cryosleep, and the ship continues on in FTL towards Kalara. We're actually going to end it here. I originally had spaced out time in case you guys wanted to make the secondary characters, but since it sounds like nobody's going to, it just means we're going to have an early session.
Yeah, if I wasn't already making Zarina, I might have, but...
That's fair. That's fair. But all right, so for anybody who's tuned in, that is going to be it for this session. So starting next session, they will be arriving in Kalara, and the newly formed Spec Ops team Blackguard is going to continue their mission. So we're getting into the campaign in earnest now. We will be back next Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then obviously this will be up on YouTube and on podcast. So for everybody tuning in, thanks for joining us, and we will see you all next week. So,
Bye.
Bye-bye.
bye.
Thanks for joining us on twitch.tv/Pentapals.
It's literally on the overlay. I hate you.
I hate all of you.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.